You have to write that one. Okay, RDB methods are for retrieving from HC. Use this method to retrieve single row. Open, write. Open in the sense you will get only single record, whether it may be OBJ or RDB. You will get only single record of data from an external relational database. From an external database, you connect a SQL rule. Connect a SQL rule you have to create. Let me show you if you have any connected SQL. You have to create connected SQL rule and you have to specify it here. Let me show you how actually connected SQL rule looks like. Let me open an existing. Okay, see, if you are using RDB open. Okay, in the open you have to write your code. You have to write your own custom code. Okay, if you are using RDB, delete inside delete. You have to write. For save, you will write in save. See, they have written some SQL code like this. You have to write, okay, and if you understand it what I'm trying to say. Yeah. If you are using RDB open, you will write this access and all this. You need to specify that in access. I think access or request type. You need to specify that rule. Applies to class request type. Yeah, here in request type you have to mention the rule name. Whatever the rule name, it is there right here. The ID is there right. This be by update parallel action. This one you have to specify. This is an RDB save right. So this, if you specify some different for suppose, if you are specifying RDB save for RDB open, it will throw an error at runtime. Okay, it will throw an error at runtime. For RDB open, you need to write your SQL code in open itself here. Open itself. You need to write your own custom coding. This is for manipulating data in some external databases. Okay, 90% of the times you will not use these rules. Okay, don't worry. You need not write any SQL coding and all. Okay, this is just for an interview purpose. What is the difference between OBJ and RDB methods? OBJ methods are for internal Pega database manipulations and RDB methods are for external manipulations. How to configure an RDB methods? In the sense you have to create one connect SQL rule. You can see the rule name here, connect SQL. Connect SQL rule. You have to create. It will be mentioned like open, delete, save and browse, whatever the method you are using inside an activity, whether it may be open. You have to write your code in open. If you are using delete, you have to write your code inside delete. You understand now, similar to that. We have a jump condition here. Okay, when is like a preconditioning check. Whenever we are going through this particular method, we will go through the when condition, like preconditioning, before executing this method. We will write based on the condition. We will take some action. And jump is like post-conditioning. Post-conditioning means you might ask, why do we require post-conditioning check? Yes, suppose, if you are calling any integration from here, suppose there are some integration methods that one will not cover in CSA. But there are some integration methods like connect REST. Connect REST is like REST integration. If you want to call any integrations with external systems, you have this connect file and all. Suppose you are calling connect REST integration here. Okay, after the REST integration was called, you will check on a jump condition whether it is success or not, whether this REST integration, whatever we are integrating with external third-party system. We will be integrating right, for suppose you are showing any weather information in your system. Okay, you are showing weather info. So you have to integrate with external system to get that weather information. So whenever you are integrating with other system to get the temperature and all, you will check the condition here after that. This is a best practice. Okay, to handle an errors. Also, if suppose that external system might be down, sometimes the server might be down. So after the connect REST, you will check that, whether this is a true, whether this become like success or not. This integration becomes success or not. If it is success, you will leave the continuance. If it is not success, okay. If it is false, then you will jump to some error handling methods and all how to handle an error, to log a message or to show a message on screen that the system is down or some kind of error message. You will show okay. It's similar to like an exception. Yeah, it's like an exception handling. You can see it on exception also. You will jump to some step. You need to mention the label here. Okay, jumps, you will mostly use for exception handling or error handling. Okay, or it is called a post-condition check like whenever this step got executed. Mostly you will check one condition. Okay, and if you saw in OBJ, open also, you have this locking method, lock. Okay, lock, in a sense like if you are modifying one operator record. Okay, like if you are modifying an operator. Suppose, if you are modifying this record, a 2001 case, is that right? I have opened this case. Okay. Now what does that mean is like I have acquired the lock on this case. Okay, there is a locking concept in Pega like locking in the sense like only one operator can modify a particular case at a particular point of time. Suppose at this point of time this 2001 is in my lock. Okay, my lock in the sense that my operator ID is modifying this particular case. Now, if suppose any other operator is trying to open this particular case, then you will get an error. If you are trying to open this case through OBJ, open also, you will get an error. It will not get opened. Okay, you understood what I'm trying to say. Opening in the sense that fetching a details and storing it on a page right similar to opening here. Whenever I open here, those details will be fetched and stored in a PWA work page on a clipboard. Right. So if some be open, if someone checked this lock, okay means they are also trying to acquire the lock on that particular object, like on a particular record. Already the lock, is it with other operators, so the OBJ open will fail. Okay, OBJ open will fail. So in that conditions also for OBJ open also you will write the jump condition, whether the OBJ open is successful or not. Okay, understood. Locking is a bit like it will take one complete session to explain entire locking. But the basic idea of locking is like only one operator, like only one person can modify one particular record at a given point of time. One or two operators cannot modify one particular record at a given point of time. If, suppose, we are modifying this particular record, this can be taken in the lock so that no other operator or no other system, anything cannot modify this particular record. Got it? Any questions? Locking. But this is a very high level of locking. I have explained in a very high level. We will discuss. If you have some time, we will discuss locking in depth. Any questions, guys?